6 in this series on astral projection, I would like to share a few experiences I've had in the last couple of mornings. Now, if these were longer experiences, obviously I would create an entire episode around them, but they were extremely short. Both experiences, I believe, were connected to the beyond body things that I have. And for those of you who don't know what the beyond body is, I have videos on this channel that talk about the beyond body from the very beginning. I will also do another episode on the beyond body to catch folks up, those that are just subscribing to the channel. But one of the things that I am able to do is when I'm tired, when I'm sleepy, especially when I get up in the morning, and this is fairly consistent. This is really consistent. When I get up in the morning, whether it be in the middle of the night or if it's really early and I'm still tired, once I shut my eyes again, so I'll open my eyes in the beginning, I'll maybe get up, go to the restroom, maybe get some water, then I will go back to bed. Once I shut my eyes, I can see things, and I'm literally beginning to think that maybe I'm some kind of antenna, I guess, in a way. It was funny. I was telling my mom this when I was telling her this latest story that happened to me. There were a couple of quick things that I saw, and the first was a couple of days ago. I had gotten up probably to go to the restroom. I went back into bed again. I shut my eyes, and within moments, I could see a full-on newscast program happening right in front of my eyes. I kid you not. It was as if I was watching television, but my eyes were shut. And this particular channel, I still remember, it was Channel 7 News. And after that, I could see like advertisements, again, as if I was watching television. Now, keep in mind that this was about 6 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, they have morning shows that are on that are news programs, but it was quite strange to me to be seeing this. And yeah, it was like watching television literally with my eyes shut, and I was watching a newscast. Now, I don't remember the details of this newscast. I don't remember anything about that. I don't remember too much about the commercials, but yeah, I saw it, and it was kind of strange. Now, this morning, early on, I could see, again, sort of, it was almost like I could see programming or television, but this time the programming was in black and white, and it was much, much older. So the first time with the newscast, it was definitely in color. The next time, it was to this morning, which was the next vision that I saw, it was in black and white. And again, other images will come in there really quickly. They'll shift from one image to the other. It's sometimes for me, it's fascinating, but it's something that I would love to figure out one of these days, to know exactly what's happening and what it is that I am picking up on. Anyway, let's get into part 6 in this series. So far, I have talked about separation. I have talked about how the astral plane might just look to you, that each person is probably going to see the astral plane in a sort of a different way depending on their own perception. I talked about some of the things that folks like to do. One of the more popular things is to visit people in the 3D world. And so now what I want to talk about is going beyond the 3D world and exploring other worlds. There are an infinite number of worlds that are out there, an infinite number of planes of existence that are out there that you can explore. Now, I know that many of you are just really wanting to get out of your body so that you can explore maybe your immediate surroundings. You can go fly around the neighborhood. You can go, maybe to perhaps other countries or wherever in the world so that you can go do these things. I know that when I was first starting out, that was the most exciting thing to me. And by the way, that's perfectly fine. I want you to, once you get out there, to explore, as I have been kind of emphasizing to you. I want you to go step by step. I want you to be patient with yourself, and I want you to go slowly. Take one step at a time and, get to know this process, get comfortable with it. If you build up slowly with this, it's going to be better in the end than trying to actually push yourself out there too quickly. So take it slow, be patient. But what I'm going to talk about today is something that you can begin to explore when you're comfortable with your surroundings, when you're comfortable with exploring your neighborhood and flying around, and you get all of those things out of your system, because there are other planes of existence. There are places that are absolutely, positively astonishing, amazing, and I want you to see them. I want to share them with you. They really have made a difference for me in my development, in becoming the person that I am today. Seeing these things, being shown these things, has really opened my mind to so much. And I want you to get there too. I want you to understand that while you can fly around and do all the things you want to do, have fun, perhaps go visit people, whatever it is that you're going to do, that there is so much more. There is so much more. And one of the things I love to do with this, when I tell you something like this, is I always like to give you examples, personal examples, things that I have done, so you understand. You understand why I am so very excited about doing these things. Now, with me, as time has gone on, when I emerge from my body, many times as I come out, I'm not in my apartment. I'm not in my room. I'm somewhere else as soon as I come out. Now, maybe at a certain point, you just start to skip a step, Many of you will come out, maybe you will see your body, you will see your apartment, you will see your immediate surroundings, and then you'll go on a journey somewhere. After all these years, many times I come out, and as soon as I emerge from my body, as soon as that separation takes place, I am someplace else. I'm in another place. And I want to talk about an experience that I had that I have talked about before, but I wanted to talk about it again within this series, just because, I want to, sometimes I love going back and reliving experiences that I've had because they were so cool. Now, at one point, I'm going back here, this was years ago that this happened. I had emerged from my body. And when I emerged from my body, I was flying. It was nighttime, and I was in another place. I was in another city. Now, I don't remember what this city looked like, but I do remember that I was approaching a window that was lit. Now, so I want you to imagine this window, and this window was connected to a house. Now, this house was a Victorian style house, but it was as tall as a building in, say, downtown of any city. It was so tall. And in this window, as I approached, I was flying toward this window, and I could see the window, but I could also see the roof of this very tall house. And on the I saw the symbols, the Roman numeral symbols of and I, V and I, and those two symbols were glowing on the top of this roof. It made me think of how you would mark something like and if you were putting the number of an address on a home or something like that, like this was the address. And so I saw this number, and then I kind of looked and I saw these two ladies, and they were dressed like they were from the Victorian age. They had these long, beautiful dresses on, and they were just speaking with one another. And I could see them speaking with one another through this window in some room. Now, I didn't enter the room. I came up to the window and I just floated there. I was just floating and I was just observing them. Every once in a while, they would turn and look out the window, and they did not see me floating there. And that, by the way, is a whole nother story. This thing about being invisible to those in the physical world, regardless of what physical world you might happen to be in. It is a very strange feeling. So they would, again, look out the window, perhaps, and then they would just continue on with their conversation. And obviously, they did not see me. I was completely invisible to them. I returned to my body shortly after that, and that was the experience. Now, in part 7, I will continue to talk about different worlds. I will also talk about your guides, how to connect with them, and how they might play a role in assisting you to reach these planes of existence and different worlds. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on another journey with me, and until next time, take care.